everyone, I'm Meredith Graves with MTV News, and I'm lucky enough to be here in our studio today with the incredible Fifth Harmony.
Hello!
The new video for Down with Gucci Mane.
Yes!
Came out last week.
Indeed.
What was your standout behind the scenes moment from the filming?
Oh, fun fact. When we were doing our dance scene outside, we actually had to do it with a tiny little wireless in-ear, earbud.
Huh.
So there was no music. We were just performing to, only we could hear in our ears. So it was funny because outside looking, you were probably like, dang, those girls are going really hard by themselves for no reason. They're just, yeah, they're all in sync. It's crazy. But we actually, to protect the song, we had it in our ears. And that was the first time we've ever done that.
Wow. Whose idea was it to work with Gucci?
It's crazy. Honestly, I think it was our A&R, Chris. He's pretty dope, and he just gets our vision, and it's really cool because he hears us out, and it's dope and inspiring for us to be put in a position where, you know, we can go into the studio and work from the ground up with these producers and songwriters that we've also looked up to, and it's just respected, you know, as artists and as humans. So we feel like our ideas are definitely being put into play.
Yeah, with Gucci, that was such a surprise. But with this album to come, with him being in our first single, it kind of gives you direction of where we're going with our new stuff. So yeah, it's just a little teaser of what's to come.
So Gucci is the clue here.
Gucci's kind of the clue.
Gucci's the secret weapon.
Gucci's the intro.
I love this. So in the last year, leading up to the Down video, to the single, and as we know you're working on the new album, how has your sound evolved?
It's pretty, similar to kind of where we've always been, sort of in that urban R&B pop world, kind of like a fusion of the three, I feel. But it's definitely elevated itself throughout the years, and we've come to a place now where, again, we are co-writing more than half of our album, and so we're much more integrated in the process and the lyrics and the sounds, and so it's just more of an authentic, hone in on that sound of the Fifth Harmony sound, which I feel, again, is that, pop R&B mixed with urban, just rhythmic tones, and having that sort of be the basis and the foundation for where we go. And then also vocally, I feel like we've progressed a lot because we kind of have this space now where we're very soulful with our vocals. We're all very expressive in that sense. So you get to hear a lot of a range of vocals throughout the album, and a lot more harmonies, a lot more kind of group moments. So we're really excited about that.
All four of you have such distinct voices, and you give each other a lot of room to move around.
Thank you so much.
Is that really going to be featuring heavily on the new record?
That's the fun part, is that we get to play on different tones and different areas where we've never touched base on in our last couple albums. So it's cool because for me personally, it's so exciting because I get to hear, as an artist, it's fun seeing everyone grow vocally and seeing their strengths and their things that they thought were weak, but it's become their biggest vocal moment, which is so amazing to witness. And I know all these girls can sing their butts off, and I'm really excited for everybody to see it and hear it.
And it seems like in addition to challenging and inspiring each other, you also uplift each other.
Exactly. And we really genuinely do, because we love each other at the end of the day, and we all are open about everything that we're doing individually, and everybody supports that, and it's really, really beautiful.
So obviously with bands, lineups change. Things like that happen. There are terrestrial shifts made to better the art or for whatever reason. Was there ever a point where you thought about changing the name?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
It was obviously I feel like a thought, just because it was obviously a prevalent thing that there's 4 of us and not 5. But regardless,
I went no.
But regardless, we were all very united on the fact that we didn't want to change the name. It wasn't our thought that was circulating. It was other people's thoughts.
The internet thought.
The internet, you know what I mean? Other people thinking that they know what's up. But we felt within ourselves, no, Fifth Harmony is the name that we grew with and we worked for, and that it's our brand. It's who we are. It's our whole entire moment. It's what we spent 5 years on, so we
and the fan,
yes, and fans named us Fifth Harmony. They named us Fifth Harmony, and now they're the 5th member.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amen to that.
You go, girl.
So did you all grow up listening to girl groups?
Heck yeah.
Destiny's Child,
Destiny's Child,
TLC,
and Vogue.
So which of these influences is going to show up on the new album?
I feel like mostly when it comes to our music, we draw a lot from Destiny's Child and probably TLC, just in terms of the style and the approach lyrically and how this time around, I will say this album, we've been saying that since the beginning that we wanted to hone in on that sound, but I feel like we finally got to a place where we are, you know, forefront in the music choices. So there's a lot more of that lane in our music this time around.
The other thing about Destiny's Child and all those groups is if you think about Bills, if you think about Bugaboo, a lot of their songs and TLC's and associated groups were about female empowerment. Is this going to be, continuing on with the theme, is this going to be like a female empowerment album too, would you say?
Definitely, and I
There
think
are
it
elements of it for sure.
absolutely some elements, and there are different songs that relate to everybody.
Yeah, there's kind of also, I feel, more of a vulnerability in this album than we've ever had in terms of like going through things and feeling things and talking about what how it makes you feel. You know what I mean? I feel like in a lot of our songs lyrically before, it was kind of surfacey in terms of like where it went with the story. But with these songs, there's a storyline and it progresses and it has like a whole like sort of anecdote within itself. And so you get like a whole story from beginning to end of almost each song.
And it's
There's
cool
the
too
party stuff,
because
but-
I feel like it's a reflection of, you know, who we are as women. Like there's not just that side that is super empowering and like confident and sassy and like, yes, I slay everything. I mean, that's one side sometimes, but then also there are moments where we're vulnerable and that we don't feel confident. Things get a little messy.
So what gets you on stage on the days when you're kind of like,
Girl, coffee.
Each other too, each other.
Yeah, we
Each
live
other.
together.
Yeah,
each other.
Vibe with each other.
Because there's days that I'm like, oh my god, I feel like
super
shit.
exhausted.
I'm like, girl,
behind
you
the
are
scenes.
slaying today.
And then when we get on stage,
We're like,
it's just like we vibe off each other's vibes,
Yeah.
energy.
And the
And
crowd, and the
I think
fans.
when I'm on stage, I always look at Money and like we always we catch each other on almost every song. We're just like, oh.
Yeah.
And we push each other. We push each other.
Better.
I'm like, she's going off. I think I'm working hard. Let me just shake up.
That's
to me
literally the
sometimes.
attitude on stage.
That happens to me
like,
sometimes.
Is she going off? I'm going off too.
Literally, I'll see Monty out of the corner of my eye, like going real hard on the choreo, and I'm like, shit, I gotta, let me just
get it
top
together.
that a little harder this time.
do your individual tastes, do you find that those are reflected in the music you're writing?
Oh, definitely.
Someone's into
Yes.
rock and roll, someone's into gangster rap, someone's
I
into
think,
this.
yeah, more of a like urban kind of R&B
Yeah, because
vibes.
we all really listen to a lot of that
That's the
music, like
core of
R&B,
it, yeah.
urban music. We all really vibe with it. So like,
Mhm.
I guess individually, we all have again our own like tastes, you know, like particular tastes. But when we come together to write for Fifth Harmony,
The common thread is
the
like
common-
the R&B.
Yeah, the common thread is our love for that, for like R&B music and urban music. So like we really draw from that, and pop music. So we draw from that
Yeah.
when it comes to like our Fifth Harmony project.
Yeah.
Who are your big musical crushes? Who do you want, without revealing anything about the album, who do you want to work with, I mean? Who do you really
Okay.
want
Oh.
on a track
Oh my
other
gosh.
than Gucci?
Musical crushes.
Probably Nicki.
Nicki,
Minaj.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nicki,
Yeah.
for sure. She is
She's
such a
such a baddie.
dope woman,
Mhm.
human being. She is so strong. She's so fierce
And
and
so
brave.
talented in like a
talented, of
male-dominated
course.
field that she's in too.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely broken barriers, which is an inspiration for us. So.
Love you, Nicki.
I heard that this new album, this album that you will not tell me a single thing about, is
know.
with the purpose
Sorry.
of it's okay. I like secrets are good. Secrets are good.
Keep you warm.
You're trying to tell a story.
Actually, no, we're not.
What's the story? How are you enacting it on this record? How is it going to be told through the music? What's the story?
I think one of our biggest stories that we're excited to tell or excited to show would definitely be showing us in a vulnerable light and kind of being exposed in a way. And also, without going too deep, there's one record in particular that's talking about uniting and showing love to the world more. And that's something that we're very excited about. And just through our music, through different songs, we go through the highs and we go through the lows. And that's what we're really ecstatic to show, and kind of the journey. It's hard to describe without saying the song titles or getting too specific, but that's kind of what we're excited for.
I think what you're about to witness is our growth and our relationship between one another is basically the core of it all. And I feel like as women and human beings, you know, when times get rough, like I said earlier, it's easy to look at someone next to you and know that you guys are all going through the same thing, and that you're able to uplift them and know that I'm right here with you and I'm gonna stay right by your side.
It's an intimate album. It's a vulnerable
Very.
album. It's a unifying theme.
It's a different approach.
Yeah.
And it's just our truth, you know, everything that we've been through individually and also together. Like, it's our story and it's our own messaging. So we're really excited to put it out there into the world.
So what is the importance of girl groups today?
The importance is, one of the importance, because I'm sure we all can add something, is definitely just knowing that everybody has their strengths and everybody is very, very talented, and we're all human beings, we're all women, and understanding that and knowing that we're here to support each other and to encourage one another in this journey is something that's so special that we carry on to one another and that we show. And just respecting one another is key, no matter what relationship you're in, girl group or boy band or friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. That's the most important thing, and just taking every moment together and really, really grasping what it is and living in the moment, being present.
And I also think that an important thing and the cool thing that we're able to do is represent so many different women out there as well. Like for us, we grew up listening to Destiny's Child and In Vogue, TLC, like we said before, and those women were a representation of who we were. You know, I think that little girls can look up to us and say, oh, I see myself in Lauren, or I see myself in Allie, which is very, very important, especially today, because a lot of the time people don't feel represented. So I think that when they look at us, they see themselves, which is absolutely amazing, and we can be the inspiration for them. So.
Yeah. Also, I feel like, I guess us in particular, our messaging, like whenever we do interviews, whenever we're asked and, you know, sort of like questions about life and about, you know, what's going on inside of ourselves, we're all very authentic and honest people, and we're not like unapproachable dolls that you can't relate to, you know what I mean? And we spread a message of love and positivity and uplifting of one another. And I think I know from conversations that I've had with fans that we really genuinely change their lives, and we've helped so many people like accept themselves and love themselves and start the journey of self-love, or get to a place where they don't feel like, you know, lost in the world. And that, I think, for all of us is just one of the most rewarding and precious things that comes with this career in general. But definitely being in a girl group, I feel like it's even more like kind of impactful to the young women watching us, to see us supporting each other and all being different and all being, you know, from different places and stuff, because then they can relate to it and then kind of execute it in their own lives when they see other women and when they see other people, you know. So that's been a really amazing thing to watch.
I think being in a group, I mean, you see each other like 24/7. Like, you see each other more than your own family members. So to have a healthy relationship and for you to continue on with your day and your life and to be happy, it would definitely have to be communication. Communication is key. That's how you survive throughout this. You can't always hide behind a mask and act like everything's okay. You have to talk about it. You have to let me know what I did wrong so I can make you feel better, and I can at least say sorry, and so we can, you know, build off from what's happened, and just let that person know, like, I'm here for you still, and I apologize. So
It's an honor and a privilege to speak with the four of you today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
being such wonderful and uplifting role models. I am personally so proud to be the fifth member of Fifth Harmony. So proud.
She's
We're
like
so
literally just
happy.
in
Thank
there.
you, Fifth Harmony, for joining
you
us
so
today.
much. Thank
All
you
the
for
luck
having
in the
us.
world. We'll be waiting for the new album.
Yes.
And I am no longer Meredith Graves of MTV News. I'm now running away to join Fifth Harmony. See you later.